I'm also Amish, so I don't believe in condoms.
Amish. Well, if you're Amish, you probably don't believe in cars either, no, do you?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think they believed in vehicles.
There's some, actually, they do, surprisingly. There are a few, because Ashley's got a friend that lives in Hendersonville, and they have, like, I don't know, like 4 kids, they're trying for a 5th, and they both have vehicles, and she pretty much stays at home and takes care of the kids, and traditional Amish roles with a little more advanced, which I think is really creepy. She's a really sweet lady, but like I've seen the posts she makes on like Facebook and stuff, and they're so bad.
Well,
like,
they're making posts on Facebook. They can't be actual Amish then. Amish don't believe in technology.
She is Amish of descent. She left Amish country with her husband, but they still practice. They still practice traditional values, with the exception of they do use minor technology.
Well, basically, they're not Amish. They're just Christian people. Amish follow Christian beliefs.
But they also are kind of extreme with the children, and the roles are preset. Like, she absolutely does what she's told.
Could I make a comment here? I mean, not to be racist or anything, but it sounds like a group of Mexicans that have crossed over the border, and come up here to enjoy the amenities that we give them.
Right. I mean, they're definitely not of Hispanic descent. I mean, they're definitely not. They're like German. They're like, she calls home and talks to her people or whatever or something, and they all like speak German. But it's
like I
Amish
said, there's a lot of Christian beliefs that follow those same roles, including gender roles. So it's not very unusual to me. It doesn't sound like they're quite Amish. They might be from Amish descent, but they're obviously not following that religion anymore.
Don't the Amish allow certain amenities like telephones, and not cell phones, but like they can use a payphone? And I know they
rarely ever do it, though, from what I understand. In fact, they rarely even venture into the cities.
I'm going off of what I've been taught through the movie Sex Drive. I believe they're given a year away from Amish country to go into the real world and do whatever the fuck they want.
And they can choose to return.
Yeah.
Which is actually really smart. Offering a choice is definitely the way to go.
I mean, I wouldn't go back. I mean, if I grew up 18 years in it, I don't know. But
well, yeah, absolutely. With us, the way we are, we definitely wouldn't go back. But I'm saying, offering them a choice is definitely the way to do that, because then they think they have control when really they've been taught all their life how evil this stuff is. And I guarantee you, there's probably like not many of them even really do anything crazy while they're allowed to. They probably just go and like ride in a car. Well, like, oh, this is so cool,
Well, yeah. I mean,
because their whole life they've been taught that this is evil. This is the work of the devil or whatever.
I mean, there's nothing more they can really be introduced to. I mean, they've all been drunk by the age of 12, and they've all had their first kid by the age of 14. So, what else are they going to find in this technological world?
I kind of think that whole tradition's kind of archaic and outdated, because, and do they provide them with financial support? How do those kids do? They're like, okay, go.
Well, really, in retrospect, basically every religion is archaic. Then,
well, yeah, honestly, it is.
Oh, now we're going into religion.
Not to offend anybody. Not to. I respect everyone's beliefs. Do what you want, but me personally, I think it's an outdated system. The moral code behind it is wonderful. Yeah, don't kill, don't do anything like that. Don't steal. Awesome. Follow that. Follow that to the letter. And I think those that have faith, it's a beautiful thing. But I don't subscribe to it.
I'm gonna differ from you. I think that we just need one almighty, powerful leader. Say someone who genocides the entire race.
Okay,
a person who genocides the entire race in 2032 is the person that everyone should get behind.
Wow.
Yeah, because he's the one holding the gun.
And then that person will start a church, and the people of God will stand against him, and I will slaughter them too.
Well, now I have a question for you, Terry. If you were to become a dictator, take over the world,
do not call me that name.
I'm calling you a dictator now. But if you were to become the next Hitler, let's say, and actually succeed,
The next Hitler.
would you create a uniform religion, or
Yes.
or would the religion be like, you know, similar to like Hitler, where he had the Nazi party and all Jews were bad, and would that be your religion? Or would you create a whole kind of like the Christian, Buddhist kind of thing like that, you know?
Basically, what I found interesting studying Christianity is that there's supposed to be an antichrist, and he's supposed to create a church which destroys the people of God when they stand against them. I want to bring that into fruition. I want to make that true.
Okay.
Not because I want to be the antichrist, but because I believe it'll help the world. If the world can come together against one enemy, you solve all your problems. I believe that I can be that enemy.
Well,
No, be the next Batman.
Well then,
see, I don't think the world can be saved by heroic deeds. I think it takes something dark, something so evil that the world has to come together to defeat it, and that's what I want to provide.
well,
you strive to be the worst for the people.
Going back into you creating your own religion, would you take parts of the other religions to combine into one new one, or would you completely redefine what the word religion really means? And if so, completely redefining it, what would you call it, and what would you call your places of worship?
I think
I'm just curious.
Church has such a powerful meaning to people. I think I'll continue to call them that, churches or synagogues or whatever you like to call them.
Well,
but when you walk in, instead of finding religious figures such as Buddha or Jesus, you will find statues of me.
Well,
and you bow down to them seven times a day.
Well,
not because you want to.
Now you're pulling a book straight out of George Orwell's 1984.
No, but I want people to feel forced to do these things. I don't want them to feel like they have the freedom to do it. People need to hate one person so that they can come together, so that they can unite. But once the world unites against a common enemy, once that enemy is gone, the world will stay united, I believe.
Well, the reason why I was asking if you would keep calling them churches and whatnot is, the reason why I'm asking is church is so associated with the Christian Catholic religion and like synagogues. I can't remember what religion that's with, but like you have the Buddhist temples and all that.
That's actually, I think synagogues are actually like 3 different religions that use that term.
I believe so.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm asking,
come from the same area.
is if you were to create a whole new religion, you know, uniformed for yourself, and you kept calling them churches, people would go, okay, well, it's going to be similar to Christian Catholic, Roman Catholicism, and whatnot, when it's really not.
Fine. But like I said, that's fine. I need them to remember where they came from. I don't want people to forget. I want them to hate. You have to introduce hate. Hate has to be the overwhelming feeling in all people for them to unite. I don't want them to forget their background. When they start forgetting, that's when they start forming. That's when they start to become comfortable with it. Oh, this becomes the normal. No, they need to realize that they've had something stripped from them. That they've lost something of their culture. I need them to remember so that they can come together. Like I said, I'm not actually trying to take over the world. Well, yes, I want to take over the world, but to unite the world in the same time. Because that's the only to fill your heart with hate is the only way to heal the world.
Can I
basically?
Can
I give you a little bit of how I came up with this idea?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. I'm curious. I wanna hear your reasoning to this.
Okay,
check this out.
we're all video gamers, so I'm assuming that some of you have at least played Final Fantasy VII, correct?
No.
Oh, really?
I'm not a Final Fantasy person, but go ahead.
One of the premises in it, the villain in it, he wanted to bring a meteor down onto the planet, to inflict a wound onto the planet, because it was the only way the planet would heal itself. Without a big enough wound, the planet would remain a wasteland. They were killing the planet by sucking out all its energy to use it for their electricity and this such. And the only way...
Okay, so you want to be the next Sephiroth, is that what you're saying?
Yes, and see, what his logic made sense to me. If I inflict a big enough wound on the planet, it would have to heal itself. Just like a wound has to come together to fix itself, you know, like if you get cut, you watch over time as that cut heals and the skin comes together to heal it. This is the only way to fix the planet. You have to inflict a big enough wound on it so that the nations came together to heal it.
Okay.
And it's the perfect prim. It's the perfect prim. You give me another way to fix this planet. Without the nations fighting each other over, you know, who gets to do it or how much money it costs to do it. You give me another way.
I can't personally tell you a way, but I can show you a way.
But let me ask one more question. When a country gets attacked, they almost always go to war, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, 100% of it.
They get attacked and they want to defend themselves. They want to defend their people. So say every country gets attacked in the world by this huge menace, this overwhelming force. Well, it would mean that every country would have a stake in defending itself. Thus, every country could technically band together to defend themselves.
Well, yeah. Well, now,
like I said, I'm not a villain. I donned a costume as a hero, and that's what I still want to do. I want to help the world, but in a different way.
Hans,
yep.
That tactful guy, I got 5 hit markers on him, and he was at 88% health.
Oh, I got him. Don't worry.
Interesting.
But okay, I want to point something out. So, what if, let's say, cleansing the world, purging the world, cleaning it, wasn't done by humans, but it was done by a machine?
Fuck those machines. We have to destroy them then. We can't let the machines destroy the world.
No.
We can't have a Terminator.
Hey, come on now. I'm not...
No.
I'm not hinting at any projects on this side, but I'm just saying, what if the computer mind was so brilliant that it acted such as a human and could think like a human, kind of like you are, you know, have its own opinions.
All right, Hans, I'm out. I'm out.
You're out of what?
I'm out of the project. I'm not helping. I see your greater goal now.
It's not. It's actually not my goal. My original goal with it was to build a military defense system around, but the main person that's working along the side has this big idea of a purge stamped on it.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this.
Fuck that.
I would say this, that when it comes to machines, basically machines that are meant to protect humans and basically protect us from our faults hurting each other wind up turning on us. Why? Because humans are faultful creatures. Machines can be perfect. Humans can never be. So basically, destroying us all will be the ultimate goal of a machine. That's the way I always see it.
Perfection is merely a perception. You can't say anything's perfect because it never is.
Yeah.
It's perception. Because in one's eyes it would be perfect, and in others it would not. And the only way for something to truly be perfect would be through adaptation, to adapt to any perception that it's perceived.
But if you have a machine that can adapt faster than human, they are the perfect creatures. They are.
Think about it.
Basically,
think about how
God.
brilliant. Think about how brilliant the human brain is. There's no computer that can do calculations like the human brain.
Oh yeah.
Still.
For now. But eventually, we'll get to a point where we're incorporating machines into ourselves to the extent that the human brain doesn't exist anymore. That it's purely machine. That's the way it's going. After a while, you will be pure machine. The human won't exist anymore. That's the next step in our evolution.
To be completely honest, I don't think it'll be implementing machines with humans to make humans more powerful or stronger, so to speak, but I think it would be more...
No, not at first, no.
It would be more to unlock more abilities within the human body, such as, like, what, we only actually use, like, what, 10% of our brain or something like that?
10%, yeah.
Supposedly, there's been studies done, but honestly, it's also theoretical science.
Well, I will tell you, machines being implanted in humans probably at first will be for medical reasons. It's always for medical reasons.
Well, yeah,
that these
augmentation will come after that. It'll be mainly based on prosthetics. Okay, you lost your arm, we'll put you a new arm on.
Exactly.
You lost an eye, you're blind, well, we'll help you see. Yeah.
And then eventually, well, we can help you see even better, farther, and through stuff. And then eventually it'll be like, you know what, your brain just can't keep up with other people. How about we give you a new one? And after the human mind gets replaced by a machine, then that's it.
I don't think the human mind will ever be replaced by a machine.
I don't think the human mind can last too much longer, especially at the rate that we're destroying the planet. I think if we don't find another way soon, that we'll come to a point where we have no choice but to either implant ourselves into machines or just die. Unless we find a way to, like, actually go to other planets, terraform them fast, where we can move vast numbers of people there.
Well,
or at
to
least
be completely honest, the rate of the degeneration with the planet is actually slowed almost to a grinding halt. There have been major significant advances in that field. Yeah, I mean, it's still degenerating, but it's nowhere near the pace it was going.
Yeah, but you're also getting a lot more people on this planet. There used to be a time that people would die off from disease and all this stuff, and so now we're fighting. But now we're gonna eat ourselves out of house and home.
Well,
I mean, there's, what, 7 billion people right now? Eventually, even if we don't die from degeneration of the planet, at some point the planet will become too overpopulated.
Yeah, well, overpopulation is a big problem. And with overpopulation, though, comes another big population decrease or war. That's what's going on in a lot of these third world countries, overpopulation or situations like that, and they just purge. They literally go out and kill people till. Yeah,
but it's not big enough though. It's not enough bloodshed.
You can say all day. You can talk about how you're gonna start a war or whatever, but to be honest, war is one thing that most people fight their whole lives to avoid. war has been painted as such a terrible thing that even if there was a common enemy, they're going to do their best just to avoid it. And even if it comes down to
I think with a big enough enemy, I think war is something that comes natural to humans. You say we avoid it, but look at the war we're in now. How easily was that avoided? It wasn't.
Well,
they didn't find anything that they said they were looking for, but the war still started, and it's still going.
Because of executive decision. That's because.
But I'm saying within every generation, within every lifetime, there's been a war. The war is something that comes natural to humans.
Well,
there's never really been a moment of peace for the human race. And I'm saying if they had one enemy to get behind, everyone would jump to war. You say that they want to talk it out and be as peaceful as possible, but the truth is
that I have more faith in humanity than that.
But it's not true. Humanity's not something to have faith in. We're flawed creatures. Even if you're religious, you believe that we're flawed creatures. Hell, that's why we
say that. But to say you have no faith in humanity is just an act of desperation. It's not. It's an act of beauty. If you can bring the world together, you're giving up without even trying when you say
that. The world has tried. We've tried. This has been thousands of years in the making.
Well,
you know.
Okay.
Humans have had thousands of years to perfect peace. And what have we done?